So here we go, day 3, Zubiri to Pamplona. It's starting to chuck it down already. The forecast is only going to get worse and worse. So I'm going to crack on now, 21 kilometers to go to get to Pamplona. Got to mention back on the bridge when I did my little morning introduction thing then that I actually slept okay last night. It makes a massive difference getting a good night's sleep, particularly in terms of recovery for the day ahead. Halfway to Pamplona now. Apparently there's a cafe / coffee shop not too far ahead. We're walking through what's like woodland with a stream, river running past it. It kind of looks like Deliverance territory, and I keep on expecting to see Burt Reynolds go past on a canoe in a minute or something. So we're still about 4k out from Pamplona. Still hasn't been anywhere to stop for a hot cup of tea and just to take the backpack off for a while. Only thing to do is to just keep putting one leg in front of the other and carrying on towards Pamplona. Desperate for a sit down and a hot chocolate and something warm to eat. It's just totally gloomy and grey and miserable. I'm not enjoying today at all. Still miserable, wet, grey and cold, but randomly in the middle of nowhere we just found this man with a little food stall. It's not even a stall, it's like he's parked his car and got a cool box selling cold cans of Coke and fresh fruit, oranges and bananas. So for €5 we've just stocked up on some fruit and things, and just to give us a bit of sustenance. Really random to find him there. So I'm in Pamplona now. It only took 4 hours and 27 minutes of walking to get here today. As I alluded to earlier on in the vlog, it was pretty miserable, and as you can probably see right now, it's pretty miserable still. The rain's still coming down, it's windy, and it's only 8 degrees, so I'm really cold. I did manage to have a walk around Pamplona itself for a bit, but I have to be truthful, I wasn't feeling that enthused about it, only because my legs are killing me and I was cold and I'm really tired. So Pamplona will be on the list to come back to and visit again and spend some more time, because I can see that it's very interesting, a lot of history. The hostel's quite neat. It's one of those pod hostels. You see them mainly in like places like Japan, I think. So it's going to be cozy in there, especially for a big person. Going to try and get a good night's sleep now before tomorrow's 25k. Day 4 on the Camino begins. Pamplona to Puente La Reina. Another 25 kilometers ahead. Got the poncho on already because it's raining, and the forecast for the day ahead is abysmal. Torrential rain, 8 degrees Celsius. I'm really regretting not bringing any long trousers with me. Had another awful night's sleep in the hostel. I don't know, I mean, I'm starting to think it's like the Global Snorers Association members tour. You can really see why some people book a night or two in a hotel or an Airbnb along the way. I might have to do that myself. Anyway, going to crack on now and try and get these 25k over and done with as quickly as possible, because it's going to be a very, very wet and dreary day, I think. The walk so far, or the beginning, is through the streets of Pamplona, so hopefully I'll get to see a bit more of it. I did manage to have a little walk around last night, try and look at some of the key sites, but after a long day's walking, when your legs are aching and feeling like jelly, it's really hard to find the motivation to do that. Anyway, let's carry on and see how we fare today. Just hit the third of the way mark. It's mainly been kind of like an industrial landscape combined with sprawling rapeseed fields so far in terms of, you know, view. Still raining. It's not that difficult, strenuous in terms of the actual walk, which I'm obviously grateful for, and hoping to find some sort of place to rest at the halfway mark, but I'm not optimistic after yesterday. Just past the halfway mark on the way to Puerto Lorena, found a little, it was like a hostel, they've got like a little bar area and they're selling like Nespresso capsules and fruit and drinks and things, so very, very appreciative to come across that. There's also a portaloo, which I know some people will appreciate. I was rather glad that I didn't require a sit-down job, but it's just good to have a loo on the way. Got another 12.5 kilometers to go. There's a little church there where you can get an extra stamp if you want, and there's also like a bakery type thing, so I bought a loaf of fresh bread, which I've already finished, for €1.50, and I was very appreciative of that as well, still warm. And then we came out and had a super steep incline, which was unexpected. It's very, very muddy underfoot, and I had to get the Rocky 4 playlist on just to find some extra motivation to get up the steep incline. Right, we're gonna try and smash out the next 12.5 kilometers now, and before the rain comes down again. So we're about 10k out now from Puerto Lorena, after a real steep incline, passing by that iconic sculpture point. I don't know the name of it, I'll pop it up on the screen in a moment, I'll need to check it. It's super windy up there. We've now had a very, very steep scramble downwards over very, very unstable footing, like lots of pebbles and rocks that are quite slippery. So coming down there, you do have to be very, very careful, because it's a real opportunity for a leg breaker. Fingers crossed, I think there's a village coming up soon, so maybe time for another coffee, we'll see. Just made one last final pit stop now before we reach Puerto Lorena. I think we've got another hour and a half to 2 hours of walking ahead of us still. Very windy at the moment. Someone back in the restaurant there said the wind speed's about 70 kilometers an hour, and it certainly feels like that at moments when the breeze hits you. And in terms of landscape, it's just green, rolling hills and fields, so that's quite nice to walk through. Let's get this next hour and a half to 2 hours over and done with. So we made it to Puerto Lorena today in about 5 hours and 5 minutes from Pamplona, about 23.1 kilometers in total. I actually enjoyed the walk today. Once you get out of Pamplona and past some industrial factory type buildings, you actually just hit rolling green hills, and it was very, very pretty. Had to get some cheesy 80s tunes on at one point, a bit of the Rocky IV and Top Gun soundtracks, just to get us up a steep incline. But after that, yeah, very enjoyable. Puerto Lorena itself is a very pretty little town. Cobble streets, interesting architecture, it's got a very medieval vibe, and I've thoroughly enjoyed walking around. We did eat dinner in a really strange restaurant that only seemed to have 4 songs on its playlist. Lionel Richie, Bonnie Tyler, and an Elton John number, and 10cc. Over and over again, the same 4 songs. It was a bit like being in Fawlty Towers, and the customer service wasn't that great either. Another long day ahead tomorrow. This first aerial photo was taken in the evening as I went for a walk to explore the town with my drone. I was really enamoured with the location, so I made sure to get another image in different light the next morning as we left. Thanks again for watching. If you found this mildly entertaining or informative and you would like to see more, then please do hit that subscribe button, as it will increase the pressure on me to carry on editing and release the next part.